Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Thursday the 14th of April. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. And starting with a summarised view of the mean surface temperatures across Europe, and between days 11 and 15, temperatures are forecast to be generally within 1 to 3 degrees of climate averages, though generally trending slightly above climate averages across western areas of Europe and potentially slightly below across parts of eastern areas of Europe, including Austria, eastern areas of Germany, and also perhaps into Poland. Also, as a quick reminder, please remember that the best performing model is shown in yellow, and the temperature within the middle of the pie chart is the climate average. And within the 6 to 10 day time frame, there is growing model agreement, and confidence levels are medium or perhaps medium to high for temperatures to generally ranging between 1 and 3 degrees above climate averages across many central and western areas of Europe in particular. Some eastern areas of Europe, however, are likely to remain somewhat cooler, with temperatures generally near or perhaps slightly below climate norms. And finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, confidence levels are high for many central and western areas of Europe to have temperatures slightly above climate averages by 1 or 2 degrees, but perhaps as much as 3 or 4 degrees above across parts of the United Kingdom, for example. Many eastern areas of Europe in particular, however, are likely to be quite cold, with temperatures at least 4 or 5 degrees below climate norms. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail. And over the next 2 to 5 days, there is high confidence, given good model agreement and consistency, for temperatures to be either near or perhaps slightly above climate averages by 1 or 2 degrees at very most. Within the medium to longer term, confidence is relatively high, given that there is consistency between the models for temperatures to remain generally near to climate averages. Some of the more recent GFS deterministic models, however, take temperatures slightly below climate averages, but I expect that temperatures are likely to be either near or slightly above climate norms by around 1 or 2 degrees. The following weather chart for Wednesday the 20th of April helps to illustrate why temperatures are forecast to be generally near or slightly above climate averages by 1 to 3 degrees. This is due to an area of high pressure which is forecast to become dominant across many areas of the UK throughout next week and also into the Easter weekend, maintaining predominantly warm and also settled conditions. I now take a look at the European temperatures over the next 14 or 15 days, and between days 11 and 15, there is medium or perhaps medium to high confidence for temperatures to be generally near or slightly above climate averages across many western areas of Europe, but generally trending slightly below across eastern areas of Europe. As can be seen from the latest France model comparison graph and within the highlighted circled area, the majority of the forecast models do signal temperatures to be generally trending at least 2 or 3 degrees above climate averages as we move beyond mid-April. However, the latest Austria model comparison graph, which is representative of eastern areas of Europe, the majority of the available forecast models signal temperatures to be at least 2 or 3 degrees below climate averages. Between days 6 and 10, the majority of Europe is forecast to have temperatures within 1 to 3 degrees of climate averages, though perhaps trending slightly above climate averages across parts of western areas of Europe in particular. The latest model comparison graph from Benelux, for example, helps to illustrate this situation, and as I have highlighted within the red circle, you can see that the majority of the available forecast models do take temperatures to at least 2 or 3 degrees above climate averages between days 6 and 10, as rather mild, if not warm, conditions dominate across western areas of Europe. And finally, between days 2 and 5, there is high confidence for temperatures to be trending slightly above climate averages across western areas of Europe, but most certainly trending slightly below by at least 2 to 4 degrees across more eastern areas of Europe in particular. Again, using the latest Austrian model comparison graph as an example, you can see that within the highlighted area there is very good model agreement for temperatures to be at least 3 or 4 degrees below climate averages, as rather cool, if not cold, conditions dominate across the eastern areas of Europe over the next 2 to 5 days. Now taking a look at Scandinavian precipitation totals, and well above average precipitation is expected across many western and northwestern areas of Norway over the next 7 to 10 days as low pressure dominates the weather, yet in contrast well below average precipitation totals are forecast elsewhere, but particularly across southern areas of Norway and also Sweden. And within the longer term, generally below average precipitation totals are forecast to continue across the majority of Scandinavia, with the exception of northern areas of Norway and also Finland. We're taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And as can be seen within the bottom image, the majority of western and northwestern areas of Europe over the next 7 to 10 days at least are forecast to have precipitation totals less than 25% of normal, as high pressure dominates the weather, bringing well below average precipitation totals and very dry conditions. In contrast, many central and western areas of the United States over the next 7 to 14 days at least are forecast to have precipitation totals well above climate averages, with perhaps as much as 5 to 6 inches of rainfall in places. The rainfall is forecast to be associated with some heavy thunderstorms and perhaps even tornadic activity over the next 5 to 7 days in particular. And finally, and also in contrast, precipitation totals are forecast to remain well below climate averages across many central and western areas of Australia over the next 7 to 14 days at least, with little or no measurable rainfall expected across these areas within the next 2 weeks as almost drought-like conditions continue. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.